Work? Is it working? I'm super curious, actually. I'm curious if this is working. I definitely, I'm gonna have a shorter intro because who needs a long intro? Let's just get straight. I am the truth, bro. I am back, and you gotta just deal with that fact because it's a fact. Here I am. The stream is live. It's happening. Oh snap! All right. Well, it's been about 400,000 years since my last stream. I can't really say exactly when it was a proper stream. It was definitely before the whole world melted down and insane earlier this year. And I guess I've just been working through all of that. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot when the world just really melts down and collapses. It's just sort of a lot to deal with and come to grips with. And I don't know about you. I've been my best. It definitely is all still all messed up. And well, I'm not really sure what to do about it. Um, how to make it better for you personally. Um, I'm guessing your life has got kind of strange, different. Not that that's a bad thing. I think, at least me personally, there was a lot of growth that happened during this period. Personally, that's something that I experienced. And well, now what I'm experiencing is the attempted setting all this back again. My whole setup, got the keyboards, I got the, I got the things, sorts of things. But yeah. What's up? Is YouTube actually going? I'm curious because the YouTube does not appear to be working on my end. But if Restream Bot is put people through from YouTube, then it must be working. It must be working, right? It's good to see you, Ellie. It's good to see. It's good to see. It's good to be alive. It's good to exist and have the freedom, ability to form words and get on the internet and say the words. It's a crazy concept. Um, we're still up to even do that right now. So with everything going on, it does seem like all forms of communication are getting controlled, shut down, changed, and adapted, and it's still emotionally to deal with this for me personally. I don't really know how to process it, and I think that's a big part of the plan. Keep everybody just sort of helpless. Helpless. You know that Crosby, Stills and Nash song? Might be some premonition there. Well, I'm just gonna assume that it's working since somebody make a comment from YouTube. If you guys can hear me on YouTube, please just let me know. Cause that'd be cool. That would mean I don't have to keep fiddling with settings. I can just start doing this show. Which yeah, I could get into. Um now, cause that's the thing. We're here. E as in I. Uh, here in Germany, right? And if we just pull up this news article here, Germany, it should say a Y. It's Guardian. What's up, Guardian? German to impose new coronavirus rules and record rise in cases. So yeah, I mean, things in America do seem to be going also not super great. But over in Germany, we're hitting this 50,000 cases per 24 hours, and that is a pretty decent amount of cases as far as made up magic numbers go. Pretty scary number. If we just go and Let's just risk this here really quick. If we Google COVID and we check Germany, let's just put the website here. Look like, yeah, looks pretty brutal. I'm gonna be doing some fiddling here because, well, not everything is as it was before. So as you can see on this chart, exploding numbers here, and do seem to be shutting everything down here again in good old Germany. We are going back inside. They're closing all the restaurants, all the fun stuff, and for someone like me, if you don't already, I'm a musical performer. That is my main thing, and even though I'm broke and poor in debt, it is technically how I earn my living, making music. And well, the thing about making music is you need an audience to listen to music if you are interested in making any money. And the thing about doing music is if you want to make music, well, turns out you need to dedicate your life to it and practice a bunch and spend all this time working on the music. And so, selfishly, after spending all that time, one hopes to find some sort of income based on all that effort that was put in. But it's not always that easy. And it's pretty insane. I vent just to my personal sector here. It's pretty insane just to watch orchestras, art, all kinds, just getting utterly decimated by this crisis. Just utterly wrecked. And a lot of artistic institutions, they're not going to survive. Especially this second wave that's coming on the pike. It's pretty brutal. But that's nothing new. I think for everybody paying attention out there, there's everything getting consolidated, everything getting shut down, and reconfigured, and it doesn't really matter what sector you're in. That's probably the case. Companies are falling by the wayside that could not fill this gap, survive without positive income for over a year. And well, we're seeing how it's all going. We're seeing how it's all going. Now, I've done some thinking, obviously, in this interim period, thinking about how I do this show and keep it all going, because, well, the thing is, there's a lot of people getting canceled and kicked off the platforms for speaking out about truthful things. And that was always sort of a tactic to say, fake truth. This isn't really, it's all just lies, and I'm not really actually here searching for the truth. Or am I? Right? Trying to kind of fake them out a little bit there, but the algorithms and the data collection, it's all just getting so advanced, so wildly advanced. It's gonna be hard to sneak around anywhere these days. And they're just popping full left and right. I wanted to call attention to the fact that where was that video? Yeah, this just a couple days ago. That good old Mr. Vagabond. If you're not familiar with The Last American Vagabond, he is, I consider, very, very honest and straightforward reporter of truthful, factual information. And yeah, they pulled the whole channel. They got rid of him. They canceled all the content. Or it seems in fisher than that. I was watching this video and he's saying, well, they won't let him access the channel anymore. They've actually made all his videos private, but somehow revoked his login possibilities. He's not even able to get in on his even backup channel here on YouTube, which is interesting, right? And he was saying it as well. Why, if you want to get rid of a person and tarnish their name, get off the air, why would you continue to post those videos? Why wouldn't you just delete the whole thing, make some more room in your server for more cat videos and stuff? I feel like not as many cat videos on YouTube as there used to be either. I think just change, I guess when I do click on, say, let's just give this a spin here, because that's something I would like to do more here. Because even though I do seem to have a little time on my hands since everything's getting locked down again, I want to keep the show going, and I don't have to rely on doing insane amounts of research because, well, sometimes I don't have the time to do that. So what could be interesting is, because I'm always, more interested in building community and hanging out with you guys and just having a good old time. Because I love research, it's not something I can reliably do with my life. I'm too busy playing piano and doing other sort of music-related stuff. But what I can do is spin the wheel with you guys, and we can discuss from there, right? So when I spin my YouTube wheel, it is the same, right? We have change and other sort of edge things, but a lot of it now is much more, right? We got Fox News, we got sort of standard break news from our favorite sources here. This is obviously adapted to here in Germany, so it's showing German sources, but for you, it's probably showing things similar to that for your country. And, right, some other, I guess, space videos, right, 60 Minutes, a lot more sort of standard mainstream stuff is showing up. And I don't think it's for me, I think it's for everybody out there. Whatever you're experiencing, it's becoming more mainstreamified. Not that that's a problem. Well, I guess it is a huge problem, truth and the freedom of thought, all that kind of stuff. But we've that's gone up into this year. Now we're in a bizarro, not completely fake, but it's basically like a simulation of real life where are constantly lied to and manipulated, and well, it's not real life, not reality. It's something sort of vague based on reality, but much like a movie actually than reality. Reality has become much more like a movie than actual reality, and that's just pretty trippy and something worth talking about. That's something I would still like to focus on is what's happening inside your spirit, inside of soul, and because it's happening to me, and I can almost guarantee that it's happening to you, that you're being pulled apart from your relationships, you're driven deeper and deeper inside of your mind, that is deeply problematic for a global civilization. As I'm concerned, it's sort of a rapid decline or step back progress, because, right, it's one thing to start companies and build infrastructure and keep the whole physical world, reeling forward. But what I'm always much more concerned with is the mental environment, the mental progress that our species on. And it seems to be taking a huge step back this year. And right? We have to continue to play the long game. Maybe I need to still think a little more like a world dominating control person, and think about how this is good. This is progress. Sometimes you got to take 2 steps back to take a giant leap forward, and maybe that's what this is headed towards. But at the same time, it doesn't really feel that way. It feels like we're stuck, like we've taken a huge stack, and I personally do not like that feeling. Here we are anyways, and we can still continue to talk to each other. We could continue to talk to each other, so that's just what's up. All right. Hey, what's up, Cam? Yeah, it sounds like there's definitely gonna be some bugs in the system here that I haven't turned on for a super long time, and well, I'm gonna do my best to work those out going forward. I gotta check my restream and everything because I guess that's why I'm showing you the Last American Vagabond thing because well, this whole tube story is basically over. As far as any of the truth community, they have successfully dismantled almost the entire thing and left basically just the not I don't want to be milk toast, but the much less offensive things up. Right? There's definitely still truth being told on the YouTube, but it's been sterilized. It has been modified. Just like everything else in this world, and so it doesn't really come as a surprise to me. But it is just interesting now to be back here on the show and talk about it out loud. Just how much things have changed in the last couple months. It's you cannot forget. Try not to forget. I mean, we're all getting very rapidly, but try your best not to forget what it used to be like back in February of this year. It's not that long ago. It was a completely different world. All right, so here's my game that I want to play with you guys. I'm gonna hit that refresh button and let's just click through some articles. I haven't researched these. I don't know what's going on. Let's get into it. Okay, spike in I don't know what this word is actually. Never seen it before. Spike in some weird word virus antibody that attack body instead of virus. Well, that sounds horrifying. That's not what you want. You don't want your antibodies attack your body. That's the last kind of thing you want. Let's click through some pop-ups here. Why don't we? Let's spend some time together. Click through pops because that's a good use of everybody's time. I mean, the world is just full of garbage. But still a beautiful world, and that's why I'm glad to have you here with me, and hope we make it just a tiny little bit better. I hope. Now, Hammy is saying the voice case is awful. Saying, are you saying my voice not coming through great? That's That's definitely possible. I had to reconnect all my wires, and they may not be connected the right way. I really, everybody on YouTube's always begging for comments and like all that kind of stuff. I do. If you are catch this stream, and you are interested in anything I'm doing, please help me out. Let me know if there's anything wrong with the sound or the video or anything weird, because I do want to try and make this show good. That is my new hope, to make this show good. You're saying lower than low? What if I moved up this fade here? Oh yeah, maybe. I guess I don't know, dude. Uh, you know, if I'm being completely honest, the old computer I used to make all of my sound, everything, is broken. I left turned off for long, and it will now no longer turn on. So all of the whole sort of stuff with the knobs and the buttons and the voice and that kind of stuff, it is more. And I'm trying to set up a new system, and I spend an hour or two here troubleshooting it. I am not surprised it is messed up. It's must has some weird effects. Yeah, and I can hear that. That's times it's like leaving out core elements in down. And yeah, I'm gonna troubleshooting. So I don't want to waste too much of your time, all of that. But yes, assured, I'm gonna figure this out. Just like I've figured out other things before. I'm just curious. Is that affecting? Oh, it's the rate. Well, bear with me. Bear with me.
So,
I think
I think
um I'm just gonna run the beat real quick. It's good to see you guys. It's good.
okay.
Let's get serious here. Let's get serious. So if I move the rate, oh weird, it like stretches it out. Probably gonna have to use something else. This is annoying. But what can you do? What can you do? It's mess. No, okay. Well, anyways. It's like a crazy too. Okay, well this thing. Okay. No, anyways, enough of the toys. Yeah, we'll get there. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'm not a little higher. Yeah. What if I left it like right here? Could this be?
Yeah. I kind of want to leave it right. Is that good? That's a good. Okay. Live troubleshooting. Kim Adams, I appreciate it. Kim, I appreciate it. Tammy, this is real life happening right here. That's how you know it's not a shill show trying to mainstream agenda nonsense. Because you're here helping me out with my pitch shifter. But at the same time, I thought about going full non-anonymous. I could show my face, use the video. It would probably get more views if I actually did show my face and had a decent camera, etc. Especially in this time, it's not like I really have anything to hide, but I am pretty adamant about the fact that you can still do things anonymous. To be able in this world to open your mouth and put your voice out there on the internet and have not everybody know who you are. These that we're headed into next, where everything is going to be documented, and well, I've just been hearing a lot of stories about them putting stuff in your body, where tracking every single tiny little movement and blood palpitation that you're ever going to have, and just know all of that front to back. And at stage yet, they may be shutting down all the information flows, but I still am technically able to get on here and talk without you knowing who I am. And I want to use that freedom, because if we don't use it and celebrate it for what it is, the beauty of, we're just going to lose it. It's going to slip away from us, just like so many other freedoms have already slipped away. And I'm not saying we have any sort of control over this. The time that we have, because, I really wish I could go back to the past and enjoy my life even more, do more things, experiences, go to parties, interact with people, have some sexual encounters with we're sort of locked inside and stuck, immovable, that all of our relationships are sort of locked. I do wish I could be more, spend less time time just chilling on the couch. You know what I mean? So let's do more. Here's your chance still. You still have the chance to, I guess they're going to start curfew here soon. Still get out there and talk to people. Do your best. So anyways, we're cutting through. We're going to try to keep this show to an exact 33 minutes because that's just I'm still obsessed with numerology and the whole thing, and I think it's proof that we live in a simulation. Just of our world is, well, just somehow weirdly locked to symbolic numbers and all of that. It continues to blow the repeating numbers that I am confronted with on a daily basis. It has not let up in any meaningful way. And if I think madness or magical thinking or any of these other sort of whatever you would want to call it, you may as well be seeing those. That's a story for another time. Okay, let's see if I can read from a mainstream article and not get in trouble for it. Some survivors of a new study has found at some point the body's defense system in these patients shifted into it attacking itself rather than the virus, the study suggests. Reminds me of something that tends to happen when, well, I'm not saying it's radio related, but this is very familiar, right? To have this autoimmune with this particular, and let me know if you've ever actually heard of this word before. This is the first time I'm actually seeing it, called autoantibodies that target genetic material from human cells instead of the virus. This misguided immune response may exacerbate severe thing. So-called long haulers have lingering problems months after their initial illness has resolved and the virus is gone from their bodies. Man, I swear, thing I learn about this event, this crazy nonsense, is weird. It happens when you get sick. That's not normally what happens when you get a sickness. It doesn't cause an autoimmune response, and it reminds me autoimmune problems that can happen for other reasons due to environmental factors. And, well, I honestly overloaded on this subject. I am sick of it, and it's sort of why there was many things that happened in my life for but a lot of it has to do with this sickness and the fact that it has killed all search for truth, or at least in the public. So much nonsense being told and accepted and passed around that like it's deep at this point that trying to even grasp at the truth will first of all get you banned and kicked out, because that's the last thing that we should be talking about, obviously. And then right, I'm talking about the mainstream media creating this misinformation. Well, honestly, it's just, it doesn't matter where you look. Mainstream, off-stream, BitChute, it doesn't really matter where you look. There's just going to be nonsense being talked about this subject. And maybe as the show goes on, I'll figure out how to talk about it a little bit better. But for now, I'm just kind of done. Let's find something a little more upbeat here, right? random. I haven't looked at this either. Let's see what's going on in the science world. A team of scientists, including 2 physicists, have found a way of circumventing theory, which means that they can effectively cancel magnetic waves at a distance. They are the first to be able to do this in a way which has practical benefits. Now, this is incredibly interesting, at least something that I guess we're still coming to grips with as a culture and a, what can you call it, civilization, is all of the electromagnetic fields. And this is indeed very interesting if they've figured out a way to cancel out magnetic fields. You know, the 5th generation of wireless and all of that other kind of fun stuff that we're dealing with in our physical world. I guess superheroes and other sort of fantastical creatures can do. They're able to cancel out and control magnetic waves. And, well, if that's something that these guys, it's probably going to have massive implications, right? What are some other possible future applications? I do want to read this article a little bit more. It does seem very quantum technology and quantum computing, right? Because that definitely is a huge problem still in making our computers get onto that next generation. Is the noise factor, if they can actually get those quantum computers working. Neuroimaging and biomedicine and a bunch of other fields, right? So they're, regardless of what's happening in the bizarre, there is real science still being done, and it is fascinating in its own right. Not to say that it won't be co-opted and used against us, just like basically all of, but interesting nonetheless. You know, I'm trying to switch up my. That's something that I've been thinking about as well, because, well, I have to say, just everything that I've found and discovered working. Want to hear about the CIA running drugs. They don't want to hear about governments lying to people. Most people don't want the thought of that, the possibility. And bringing it up in general conversation often gives you a dirty look and puts in that person's mind where they will not understand. I'll check out this video after the fact and see what's going on. Sort of a foolproof system. I obviously do want to continue playing piano and figure out how that is all working. But I do. A show where I talk is that you understand what I'm saying, and so I'm going to do my best to figure that out and make it. I actually can't hear the voice because it distracts me. It has a delay, and so I can't actually listen into it. So I have to watch actually hearing. So hopefully some of this is coming through. But I've definitely had some pretty ghetto. Do a little exercise in the morning and then get here on the stream, so it can be reliable for you guys, because that's the one thing, that's the one fake truth towards truth that you guys could actually rely on this stream and when it's happening. And well, if I'm going to be locked in this apartment, then why not? But before I do go, I do want to fill you in. Just taking a lot of my attention recently, and don't be scared. Don't be scared. But I'm thinking about adding this to the focus of the channel as well. Now, do we have the full internet here? Terrifying at first glance. I understand your fears and worries about seeing these lines. This is. But what I've become absolutely obsessed with is cryptocurrency. It's something that it's just really captured a lot of my attention. I gotta be honest with you guys. I gotta just be straight up. It seems to me to actually be a more effective way of fighting back against the evil controllers that run our world. To do whatever they want us to do, exactly, corralling us from one corner to the next. And I really don't have it. It was seeded by the powers that be, and that we are inevitably on a course to a globally unified civilization, and that a globally will be extremely important in making that all actually work and properly function. The only way properly unified global system would be to have a unified way of paying each other and have that not be affected by border fun stuff. And it really is, I'm guessing, going to be a pretty dark, aggressive, brutal place, even more so than a connected world that will be coming probably for future generations. I'm not sure how much of it we're even going to get to see, but everywhere I look, I see the signs. No matter if we're talking about Event 201 or the Twin Towers or any sort of other controversial subject, everything that that I'm guessing we will talk about in the future has to do with this push towards a globally unified civilization. And that can really get you down in a piece of pawn, chess piece in this game that they're playing. That can weigh on your spirit. And anybody out there listening, to not fall too deep into the victimhood that this knowledge can cause in you, because I think that's also yet again by frequency low, and to keep you from being an effective person out in the world. Because once you learn how the world actually works, it can really get you down and make you passive. That is huge danger that I myself have fallen into. And I want you all to fight back against that as best as you can. That's the trouble, is if everywhere you look, if everything you grasp and touch is sort of part of the system or being used as a weight, it can feel like you can't touch anything, right? But I'm here to encourage you and myself to get some of that power back into your hands and use it for yourself. Okay? And I'm going to get into the later episodes, because I just, I got to talk about what interests me. I think that's the only way to make a decent show. And so I want to show you this. I'm guessing you have heard about cryptocurrency in some form or another, about Bitcoin or maybe some of the other alternative coins that are out there. Right? If we do take a step back, I definitely think this was some sort of government plan. They say it came from an anonymous source, but something this elaborate would definitely take a team of very smart people to develop and then implement. And so I have trouble believing that it was just some random dude in his basement. But what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that while this still may be a tool and an inevitable path towards the global government, leverage your way out of a difficult situation, right? Because so much of the suffering that happens in this world is because you are stuck in a loop. You provide for your family, and therefore you go to a job that you don't like and work there for too long and don't support your own inner spirit, trying to just scrape by. And something they really don't want you to think too much about is that there's ways to escape that cycle, and ways on it. You don't have to start clubbing baby seals. You can actually just use your own brain powers to get your way out of that. Become very interested in, and I find it very empowering actually to think that if I just rub my brain cells together in the right way, there is a way out of this. And the contradictory part is that you may actually be using a future trap to get yourself out of the current trap. But years before this, but this is the full sort of chart that is available to us. And well, it turns out if you had invested here in 2015, it just goes up. It just keeps going up. It is aggressively just exploding, and nothing seems to have any sort of effect on it. If we measure this out from top to bottom, and the coin was around deep web, and I do remember seeing all sorts of weird websites to buy Bitcoin, and I really wish that I had at the time, because it would. So, I'm not sure if you can read these tiny numbers here on the screen, but what it's saying just abouts is that from 2015, if you had bought there, almost 6,000%, which is a decent amount of gains. If you had just bought and hold that thing, there's a lot of then. But that's from 2015 to today. If you had done nothing with it, that's 6,000% up. And I don't know what your annual return is on your savings account or anything like that. But I'm guessing it's not 6,000%. Well, that's just something. That's something in my mind. Well, if you can be smart enough, if you can figure this out, if you can have the patience and make the right choices, you can start off with just a tiny little bit of money, and right, we're talking in the hundreds of dollars, and soon and smart, you can get yourself out of your situation. You can change your situation. And even if it isn't the whole thing, even if it is, there's still room for you to change your situation, and be it with through monetary or just be it in your own spirit soul space. There's still room. There's still room to move, to change, to grow, and Don't give up. Just don't give up ever. I'm gonna get off of here, guys. I'm gonna get off of here, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going with this. I got my thing set back up again, and we'll see who sticks around from the previous crop. I know I did take a break there, and that's basically unacceptable in YouTube land. But tell your friends. Fake Truth is back in the house. And I'll try to find a time that works for my own personal, and start just doing this show. Start just doing this show with you guys. Okay, wait. Now let's head back over to this screen. I do like this like ending thing that we had going here. I want to keep that going. It's got this. I unfortunately don't have my auto tune voice working. It's not working. My auto tune voice. Some of you actually may have found the auto tune voice annoying. Which I get it, dude. It's not for everybody, but I may try to get that thing working again, right? Because this beat, I just want to start singing. I just want to start singing with that auto-tune thing, but I don't have it set up right now, so I can't start. And the thing about with the pitch shift, so I can't actually sing along to anything because, well, it's 3 semitones lower than my actual. I guess I shouldn't admit how many semitones this would sound like. Not that you guys don't fucking care. Much love, everybody. Spread, tell your friends. I'm back.